Okay, it's been a little while since I've done a vlog. Something I've never really felt like I've been very good at, but I like to keep these notes for me so I can look back and at certain points in time, and I can look back and go, oh, that's how you were feeling then. See, you overcame that. Something like that. So lately, the Paxil. The Paxil's been doing its job, maybe working overtime, probably most likely just doing its job. There's a certain amount of withdrawal, not with substance withdrawal, chemical withdrawal, but there's a certain amount of withdrawn, don't bother me. There's something about me that, it's like I don't want to be bothered. I get out of my way. I've been practicing that, or it's been my habit to kind of just act that way. Unfortunately, in ways that I don't want to behave, and sometimes that's how I end up behaving. Like I really can't. I don't have time. I just want to, I want to do my own thing, and I'm busy. So get out of my way. And I think the Paxil, because it's causing me to calm down, and definitely I'm noticing I'm not as angry and agitated as I've been in the very recent past. I'm noticing that there's also, it's kind of exacerbating this sense of, oh well, but I don't know, well, all right, yeah. And maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it's not that bad. It seems like I'm noticing moments where I'm avoiding people, or I'm noticing more moments maybe where I'm kind of just only able to say the words that are necessary to say in order to get on with my day, and I'm not really engaging somebody in some respects. But I really have felt more at peace in the last 4 months than I could really have ever hoped for. I've come a long way, and there was a lot of fear and anxiety and tension that I felt when you were more angry with yourself and frustrated and very easily agitated, and you would, it was very hard to do checks, or it was very hard to just do the simplest thing for work. And last night was just wonderful. Last night you just did the checks, and it was very simple and straightforward, and you did them, and there wasn't this ordeal about missing one of the checks and having to retotal the checks and having the incorrect number of checks and having to redo them, and there was just, all the way down from labeling the checks to the copies, it was incredibly smooth. And I have to attribute that a lot to the effects of this calm feeling, this sensation of being, this feeling of being calm and collected. Because I just knew that if I did, it would be much better to have done the checks last night than this morning, because I tend to procrastinate. That's another thing I want to say, that I think because of that agitation, that mania, and that sense of being put out, I think it affects my communication skills quite a bit. I think that's where a lot of doubt has come from. I think that's where I'll be talking to someone and I'm like, I don't know why you'd want to listen to me. I don't know why you'd want to listen to. I don't know. What are you saying? Do you even know what you're saying? Do you even know? You might as well give up. Because you don't even know. I bet you don't know. And then I'm like, yeah, and that was special. And it's always been this kind of barrier, that kind of keeps me inside of like a 9-year-old. I have known 9-year-olds that are more confident than that. Just like an insecure child in a way, just uncertain. And I noticed that there's more care and there's more. You're more collected. So I would say you definitely have the ability and the potential to make the best of this, and because you're more collected, think about who you're talking to, what you're saying, what's going on. Formulate what you want to say and how you want to say it prior to saying it, thereby avoiding nervousness and agitation and anxiety and a failure to communicate correctly. But you've been doing great. I mean, you notice some numbness in the pinky and the ring finger here, and tonight nothing, no numbness at all. And the Paxil afforded you this kind of, okay, what is it? Let's figure it out, or let's not get worked up over it. I mean, it wasn't this panic, like the panic you remember. It's not hard to remember the panic you felt when you were like 26 or 27. It started on the way to Fresno, visiting Dad, and you were in the car, and your anxiety you worked yourself up to the point where you just thought you're feeling all kinds of bizarre sensations that are diabetic related, and the moment you went to the doctor, you felt better. So this time it was, it's like there was absolutely no fear, no anxiety, no tension. I mean, there was some fear. I shouldn't say there was no fear, but there was some fear. But there's the anxiety has been alleviated tremendously. I want to say that I think the Paxil is working in that regard, because you used to feel quite a bit of fear, and I noticed that you're feeling quite a bit less. And then there's the fear of just being stagnant, not knowing what the best thing to do at any given time is, and am I doing the right thing? And that was a large source of fear once upon a time, and it's not anymore. But there's still this sense that it's like this spinning wheel. It's like you want to get plugged in. You've come through a lot of emotions. You've done some things. The consistency is kind of the tricky part now, I think. And I know you're growing. I know you're moving forward. And I think it's just a matter of, it's the difference between wanting to do something and not really wanting to do something and not caring. And you don't really have to come up with an elaborate example to know what that is. I mean, an outdoor movie, cannabis, 5 of your closest friends, drinks. Are you gonna in the South? You're gonna go? You're gonna look forward and you're gonna go. And that kind of excitement, like I can do this, I can make this happen, I can feel it happening, I can imagine it happening, and then you see it and you make it happen.
You locked out the pooey.
That's something that I'm sorry.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Can you just pause it?
I can't. It's recording nonstop. It's recording. Go ahead, baby. You can go in the kitchen. I can't. Oh, well, the camera's not over there, so you can just walk by. Here's my girlfriend's butt. Just kidding. So I feel like after the battlefield of that thing, that '08 thing, that whole mass confusion. I feel like you come back around to remembering and practicing on a stronger level this desire to go out and